Good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah Colvin. You are watching Barnstable this morning, and joining me in studio today, I welcome Joe Ambrosini of the Cape Cod Canine Relief Fund, or Cape and Islands Police Canine Relief Fund.
That's correct.
Thanks, Joe, for coming in. Tell us a little bit about the Canine Relief Fund. What is this organization all about?
This organization I put together about 9 years ago, and what it does is I was a canine handler for the Sheriff's Department for 12 years. This foundation, when the dogs retire, the departments do not pay for their vet bills. Right. So, and all the guys usually keep their dogs. And in my case, I was a handler, but I also ran the unit after that. And we would for $1, we would sign over the dog to the handler, which relieves us from the liability. And they would keep the dog. The dogs live another 5 years at least. So what this foundation does, when the dogs go to the vets for any major operations or anything like that, this foundation pays for that.
Sure.
They just send us the bills and we take care of it.
Right, and it's really good to know that I'm sure that the officers who take care of these dogs while they're working really develop a strong bond and a relationship with that animal. And when they're no longer working, obviously, you know, it's not like a piece of equipment that you can retire. You know, it's a living being that you've bonded with. So you want to make sure to bring him into your life. Does that happen more often than not, that the officers do end up taking their dogs home after they retire?
Absolutely. That's just you know, I have 2 labs now. I worked a Rottweiler. I have 2 labs, and one's in a crate because he's a juvenile delinquent, and the other one's on the couch probably right now. But
sounds like my 2 dogs.
you know, that's his partner, and he trains with that dog. He's with him all day, and then he comes home and he's a family dog.
Right.
So yeah, he's with him not only just, you know, at night when he comes home or whatever shift he's working. That dog's with him, that's his partner, and he works with him 24/7.
Exactly. Now, of course, while these dogs are working, you know, they have pretty serious jobs. You know, sometimes they've got to really work, and I'm sure that it's stressful on them, and so that when they retire, I'm sure that a lot of time they do require some special care after the fact.
Those dogs they're either working an evening shift or a midnight shift. You know, they're not laying on the couch sleeping all night. These dogs are very stressed. They train hard and they work hard, and they're working when all the other dogs are sleeping.
Right.
So it's very stressful. Their hours are just like the officer, are kind of crazy hours. They're on call 24/7. And again, they train hard. They're athletes, and yeah, there's some stressful situations for these dogs, and it catches up to them eventually.
Sure. So can you share some stories perhaps of some animals and officers who've been helped by the Canine Relief Fund?
Just recently, last year. It's an ongoing thing too. It's not, we take care of 6 dogs right now, but it's an ongoing thing. I mean, dogs come in and dogs retire. So, you know, it's like death and taxes. It's coming. So last year, Officer Peter McClellan, we took care of his dog last year, and it's very substantial. I mean, that's his partner, and I appreciate that, and I understand it very much because I was involved in it. You know, and if it determines whether the guy has to put his dog down or we can help him, you know, that's what that thing's about. And last year we put out, you know, probably over 10 grand. And this is a small operation. We don't have millions of dollars in this foundation. Right. We run really close to the bone, and everybody that works for this foundation doesn't get paid. Everybody volunteers,
and it's all donations, correct?
It's all donations, yeah. We everything is a donation. So we don't, you know, and sometimes, like, we're going to have a motorcycle, and sometimes it takes money to make money.
Of course.
Yeah, there are things you have to do to get to that point.
Exactly. To organize events like what's happening on Saturday, and I think this is a good chance for us to talk a little bit about that. And if you want to help out, if you want to have a good day, the weather's still nice, it's still really good motorcycle riding weather. Saturday, September 28th. Tell me about the motorcycle run.
The motorcycle run we started, this will be our 5th year, and it leaves at Patriot Square. Sign up is like 9 to 11. And there's always stragglers, so I kind of drag it out to 11:30. It's a straight shot to Provincetown. We get on the highway. We gracefully got the police departments on the Cape to shut down every road.
Very nice.
It's a nice, safe ride. We don't stop at any lights. We don't stop, and we don't have to worry about traffic. Once we roll, we go right to the pier. We park on the pier. We have some hamburgers and hot dogs, and then you can leave your bike there for as long as you want, and walk in town and have a good time.
Absolutely,
So-
and that's cool that the roads only be blocked off, so you don't have to worry about stopping and starting again and congestion and all that. It's just a nice, beautiful ride up to Peach. I have to say, I did it on my bike a few weeks ago, so on the motorcycle, a little bit easier than on the bicycle for sure.
Yeah, much easier.
A lot easier, and it's only $20 a rider.
It's $20 a rider and then $10 for a passenger. And again, I can't emphasize it. Even the beginner ride is, because it is a non-stop ride, you know, it's a much safer, you know, it's a good ride. And
Exactly.
especially if the weather's good.
And
So-
it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Signed up at 9 and kickstands up around 11:30.
Great, and so that's no sign up in advance. Everyone should sign up there on the ride.
Yeah, they can come
$20,
and
bring the
and
$10
sign up.
for the passengers, exactly, and sign up and go. And if people have questions, should they contact you?
Yeah, my number's right there. It's 508-294-1869. If anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to help.
Great. Well, Joe, I mean, I love hearing about this fund. I think it's so important, you know, to care for these animals. You know, they work so hard for us, and they really work so hard for the officers, and to be able to, in their retirement, have someone kind of looking out for them is wonderful. If there are officers, how do you determine need? Is it pretty much whoever comes and asks? Is there a kind of a financial component to it, or is it just, you know, you're a former canine police dog, and that's who you help?
Any law enforcement canine on the Cape, regardless whether it's state, local, federal, any on the Cape and Islands, any dog that needs assistance, we're more than happy to help.
Great. Well, Joe, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
And hope to see a lot of motorcycles on the road on Saturday.
Everybody come, it'll be a good time, and yeah, we'll have a good time.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank
Joe
you.
Ambrosini with the Cape and Islands Police Canine Relief Fund. I'm Sarah Colvin. Nice.